Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Terra. Today's a fun day. Today I'm releasing the Scalper Pack. This is a bundle of indicators that all come together in a nice, cheaper, affordable way where you can get them all in one go, in one place. I have a ton of indicators going, and these ones are the ones that are tailored more for scalping intraday use. And I'm going to walk you through them and just kind of explain to you what they all are, what they do, and how to use them. And you get more than you might actually need. But the reason I've included them is if you could use them for a scalping strategy, I've included it. This isn't something where load them all up, you'll need them all. It's not quite the case. I actually would only use the 4 that you currently see on the chart. And that's where we're going to start. This is what I actually do when I'm scalping intraday. We have one of my go-tos, Terra Countdown. This counts down closures for certain time frames. It also imports news from Forex Factory and displays it on my chart. That's what this big red line here in the middle is. Got the chart here over on the side. So I never miss a news event. People who trade prop firms where they don't want you trading news events like red folder news, never have to miss it. It has an alert system in here where it will have a big label comes up here, it says don't trade, and you can customize what it says and such like that. Very, very useful. I don't actually have to go to Forex Factory anymore. It's pulled onto my chart for me. I love it. Very, very, very useful. I use it every day. Next, at the bottom, in the middle, you have my flow table. This is my central hub, my dashboard, if you will. If I go to the 5 minutes, so it's in scalper mode. So if I go down to the bottom, enable scalping mode at this time frame, which I have set to the 1 minute. So when you're on the 1 minute time frame, it will load these 5 rows. I have it set to the 15, 30 second, 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15 minute. When I'm above the 1 minute, say if I go to the 5 minute chart, which I'll do right now, you'll see these 5 rows change to 7 rows that go much higher in time frames. They go all the way out to the monthly. This is a bit more analysis if you are not quite such a low time frame scalper, and you can customize this and do what you want. The reason it has a scalping mode is because there's a limit within TradingView on how much data you can pull, and it will basically reach your memory limit and crash the indicator, which is really annoying, but scalping mode changes that. So I'm going to do a dedicated video on this. This is the recent update I put out just a couple of days ago. So I'm going to do a dedicated flow table video on my channel so you can see how to really kind of test it and customize it to your needs. Very, very valuable. This updates in real time. So I can, no matter what chart I'm on, I can go all the way out to the monthly chart here, and I will see what's happening on the 1 minute in real time. And it updates per tick. So these colored borders and backgrounds are pending. So they're pending a closure. When the market's currently closed because it's the weekend, on Monday morning, these will confirm. If I go down to the 1 hour, you can look here. It'll show you the same information. The divergence channel in the middle also tells you what diverged between the two. It has one broken structure and the other asset not broken structure. In fact, that's actually what happened here on the 1 minute. You can see structure break to the downside. It's a little bit funky over the weekend because it looks for the next candle to be formed to confirm the past candles. So technically all of these are actually confirmed by now. As soon as the market reopens on Sunday, these will all update. If I go back down to the 1 minute, it'll automatically change to scalping mode. And you can see here it shows me the 15 second, the 30 second, 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15 minute. It correlates because I trade NQ, the NASDAQ. On the left is NASDAQ, and on the right is SPX. So when these correlated markets start diverging, that's a reversal signal. So it's very, very useful. Plus, it's great. Sometimes when markets are pumping, you'll see this just light up. I have it in blue. Bullish. If I go over here and I put this down to 3, here, yeah, you can see all these colors start lighting up. Oh, of course, I can't show you. Yes, so that's another thing I keep forgetting about. I never use it in replay mode. Unfortunately, due to the way TradingView works and the way it pulls its thing, I get a runtime memory limits exceeded in replayer mode. This can only work in live markets. TradingView is actually quite limited. Unfortunately, I've tried all sorts of things, but it immediately exponentially explodes the data usage, and it simply can't handle it, and it will just crash the indicator, which kind of sucks. But You can load it up on a screenshot. If you press play, it'll crash it. You can see here, this is what I wanted to show you. You can see how everything's starting to light up in blue, and we've got these pending with the whiteboard, the blue borders. The blue background colors are pending. So as soon as this 30-second closes, this will update. As soon as the 1 minute closes and the 15-minute closes, it's above the levels that it needs to confirm a break in structure or a change in the state of delivery or a shift or a sweep or whatever, it will update. And it will update all of this. Most recent, when did it happen? Which was the most recent thing to happen? Is there any divergences between the two assets? This indicator, I had this idea for a while. And when I finally got it working, finally got it built, I was like, man, I never want to not have this on my chart. It's why it's front and center here. It is my dashboard. It is my brain of the whole operation. But moving on from that, with that, you get low levels. I'm going to hide this one real quick. I'm going to show you just the levels. The levels do work. So these, you can set it to 2 different time frames. I've got it set to the 5 minute and the 1 hour. And all of these settings down here, they're just customizable because I found that the levels can get a bit overlapped and a bit cluttered on your chart. So I have a means where you can change every single color and every single label itself. You can customize and type in whatever you want to say. If you want to clean these up and have nothing, just delete them. There won't be any label at all. Same with time frame number 2. You can show and customize all the aesthetics and how it actually looks on your chart as much as you want. There's a lot of settings, but it's actually very simple. It will show you confirmation levels for whatever time frames you select, regardless of what time frame you're on. If I go to the 15 minute, you're going to see the same 5 minute levels. So you can be looking at 5 minute levels above the 5 minute time frame. Very, very useful, very powerful. So if you're looking for a certain level to be reached, well, here they are. And these ones do update in real time. They stay updated in real time. I personally don't use it. Well, actually, it's not true. I do have it on my chart and I flick it on from time to time. Very, very useful for the higher time frames. I really like using it on the daily and the 1 hour. But I actually use one of my other indicators for my levels. I use cycles. This will tell me my London, Asia, previous day, week, and month levels. You see, we've got previous daily high is up here. Asia high was swept here. London high was swept here. London low was swept over here. And it goes all the way out to the yearly. So it does down to the 3 minute cycle, 3 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, 90 minute. London, Asia, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly. So it does a whole range. It also does the 15-minute orb that you can see here. We've got 15-minute opening range, low, medium, and high. Very, very important. Everyone should know the 15-minute orb. I love the orb. And that's my cycles indicator. You get that with it. It has weekly opens, daily opens, cycle opens. There's a lot of settings in here that you can customize. You can have it show boxes. You can have it show... If I go down to the 5 minute, you'll see a bunch of boxes. What I mean by that. Accumulation, manipulation, and distribution boxes. Accumulation, I have it set to gray, gray, blue. So it's accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. These are 90-minute cycles. 90-minute cycle is incredibly overlooked, in my opinion. I love the 90-minute cycles. Absolutely love them. But I'm going to do an indicator video specifically on cycles indicator to kind of really get the most out of it. But it's one of the, like all of my indicators, I have them all set as a, the idea is set and forget. Set them up once and you never really have to go back in there and change them. How I set them all up. Let's turn on some of the newer ones. Let's do profiles first. Profile is super simple. It's just a volume profile. What makes it different is that mine automatically adjusts the timescales depending on what chart you're looking on. So you can see here, it defaults to the weekly. And when you're above the monthly, it'll change to the daily. When you're below 5 minute, it'll change to the daily. Excuse me, I got that the wrong way around. So it'll force the month when you go to the daily time frame above. It'll force the daily when you go to the 5 minute or below. Otherwise, it sticks to the weekly. So up to the 5 minute, you'll be looking at the daily profile. From the 5 minute to the daily, you'll be looking at the weekly profile. From the daily time frame and above, you'll be looking at the monthly profile. Does all three. Personally, I like the weekly the best, but daily is certainly useful. Here is just a bunch of visual settings that you can have it flipped to the right, you can extend it to the left, turn these off and it will change how it looks. You can put it over here. Again, I'll do another video dedicated to this. I like having it over here to the right side and off the candles. I don't want it cluttering up my... And you can also turn the whole thing off if you want. All of this will disappear and it will leave just this section. Weekly points of control, in my opinion, are the most valuable part of a volume profile. If I zoom out, I'm going to go to the 1 hour to show you this. All of these yellow levels are the weekly points of control. You see how price went back and hit every single one of them? Well, what do you think price is going to do with these two levels here? I think, especially after this nice big reversal we've just got, I'm going to be trading this. I'm trading that price is going to come back and hit out and sweep out both of these levels, just like this. It might be a reversal point like this one was. I absolutely expect price to go up to 25,000, which is where this level is in the coming weeks. And it's the 4th of April as I'm recording this video. So go back on your chart and see what happened. Did price come up to 24,430 and 25,000? It's the 4th of April, like I said, Saturday. So coming week, Easter week, did price come up? All the weeks afterwards, did price come up and hit those levels? That's why I like the levels included, just because, you know, if you're on the lower time frames, you might like to see the volume profiles. Volume profiles are starting to become very popular. You can see there your points of control. And you can move these around so they don't overlap each other. But I actually have these turned off, and I just care about, when scalping, I actually just care about the weekly points of control. This is my target. If I show you, okay, there's 2 more indicators. These are brand new indicators. I released them just this past week. Fibs. There's a dedicated video for this on my channel. I love this indicator, man. These fib levels are so powerful. So powerful. There's a dedicated video. You get fibs with it. I would have fibs on all the time. Fibs and cycles go hand in hand. You can use one or the other, or you can use both. The last one I'm going to show you is the volume gaps or volume imbalances. These are premium indicator, premium market maker levels. Market makers will sweep out and get 99% of all of these. So like with the, where is it, profile. Remember we were saying we have a volume profile level, the weekly point of control up here. Better believe I think price is going there. I think it's going to hit these and go up to there. And I'm going to use my countdown indicator to make sure I don't miss a news event. I've got my dashboard in the middle. Occasionally I'll flip on my my levels if I feel like I kind of just want to monitor things and see what's happening on multiple time frames. Where is my 5-minute level? Where is my 1 hour level? It tells me all of it. If I'm not feeling my flow levels, I might use my fib levels instead. There they are. I might use my cycle levels instead. There they are. Right? They all kind of, whatever feels right to you. You know, trading is a personal thing. You get all 3 of those indicators. Pick whichever ones you want. Combine them. Only use one of them. Don't use any of them. Whatever feels right to you. But you get all of these indicators in my new scalper pack. Very affordable compared to getting, like, much more affordable getting them individually. There's a 7-day trial if you want to just get it and try it for a week to see how they all work. And something I'll say, if you turn them all on, it's going to clutter the crap out of your chart. Look at this. Oh God, levels everywhere. And then along comes Beverly. Look at that. So not a case of get them all, turn them all on, you've got all the answers. No, it just turns into an absolute laser show. What I like to do, I like to use, I hide flow levels and I turn it on every so often. I like to use fib and cycle levels with profile, volume gaps, and countdown and flow table. So I have my volume gaps down here, flow table in the middle, news, countdowns over here on the side. And on the chart, I have my fib levels and my cycle levels, as well as my volume gaps. But they come and go intraday. when they all start overlapping, that's when I take note. And you see down here we had the, of course I'm zoomed out again. So when it comes to like actually trading the market, you can see here we had this fib level right through the middle. Yeah. Then right around where cycle opened and orb formed. If I go back in time here, we had the orb forming here. We broke out of the orb and just sent it, right? Right at, that orb high was right at the midnight true open. And we just came out of some higher time frame fib levels. So everything going on here was telling me bullish, 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 bullish. And you can use the fib levels as your exit levels. See, as price gets to them, it interacts and kind of stays there and gathers a little bit of liquidity before it moves on. Look where it goes. Goes straight to the next set of fib levels, which happens to be exactly at the Asia high. And then, because it's a bank holiday weekend, liquidity dried off at this point. So there on Friday, it just kind of chopped around and just went to a few of the levels. In here, look, see, closed below the level and then pulled back. That was a big FU candle. Low liquidity environments. This is why you shouldn't really trade bank holidays. But anyway, that is an introductory look at the scalping pack. You get a 7-day free trial. Give it a go. Get it for free for 7 days. Try it. See which ones you like. You might not use all of them. I don't use all of them, and I built them. You know, you get to use whatever you want to use, whatever feels right. Something I'll quickly mention: the Terra value gaps. This is by far my most complex indicator. It is 3 time frames of fair value gap and inversion fair value gaps, all layered over each other. So you can see on the chart there, it gets really cluttered. So all of these settings, it's actually a very simple indicator to use. All of these settings allow you to kind of clean up the chart, and it lets you set individually from each other. So here, it's all the 1-minute chart settings, the 15-minute chart settings, 4-hour chart settings, and they're all independent of each other, so you can customize them. You can turn the higher and the lower off and have just the 1-minute entries here. See, all these big ones will just disappear. There you go. So I've got just the 1-minute fair value gaps on my chart. I can bypass all of these settings and use analysis mode at the top, which will, like a preset profile, it will do fair value gaps as to these top 2 settings here. And whatever my chart is looking at, unmitigated are the untested ones. Mitigate highlight is the ones that have been tested as well as the ones that haven't. And it will just show you all of them in analysis mode. If I go to unmitigated, it'll show me just the untouched 1-minute fair value gaps, which there's 2 of. There's lots of things you can do with this indicator. It's very powerful, very strong, and it looks a little bit daunting initially, but it just allows you to customize the clutter on the chart. Select all your colors. It's simpler than you might think. Very powerful though, very, very powerful. There are videos dedicated to going through just these settings, and you can really tailor it. You don't have to use the whole thing all the time. In fact, I actually don't. There's a setting in here. I'm going to show it to you. It'll be the last thing I show you. See these 2 toggle boxes here? Disable lower and higher. It's on the entry. It's the 1-minute, right? Disable the lower and higher, which is the 15-minute and the 4-hour, when on the 1-minute chart. If I tick both of them, all these 15-minute gaps are going to disappear. I'm going to be left with just 1 minute. If I go back in time, let's go look at, it's a low liquidity day, so it's not the best day to look at. If I go back in time to here, go in, and I'm going to, this is the way I actually have it set up. I have disable higher time frame when on the lower time frames, but I keep lower time frame on. So I'll see the 1-minute and 15-minute, and I'm on the 1-minute chart. There's a whole bunch of them. I'm going to quickly clean up some of my other levels. I'm going to get rid of fibs and cycles. We can see just what's going on here. Look at that. You see how clean that is? You see the ones with the border are the ones that were tested. The ones without a border haven't been tested yet. So there's a bunch of open 15-minute fair value gaps below us. It'll automatically redraw all the levels for you as price develops throughout the day. You never have to worry about resizing stuff and moving it along. It'll automatically do it when that level is hit. Then I know price just kind of chops around here, but There we go. That's what I was waiting for. See how this level moved out on its own? Yeah, very, very useful, because it will do this even if your level is off the chart. It'll automatically pull them over for you, so you never miss them. In chop, it gets a little cluttered, so you can just hide the whole thing. But very, very useful. Very, very powerful. Anyway, I've rambled enough. That is the scalper pack. You trade prop firms, you scalp here to there, and you want to know your levels, and you want to know your reversal points, and all this fun stuff that we all, as intraday traders, like to trade. Have a look at this pack. It's all in one place. Let me know what you think. Try it for 7 days for free. And that's it from me. Thank you very much. A lot more videos coming. I'm going to be a lot more active now with my indicators and my videos. I'm going to do more regular videos, just kind of going over each indicator, how to use it, how you can tailor the settings, how you can get certain things out of it. If you want to message me on WAP, feel free to say, hey man, I've got this indicator. Got any suggestions on good settings to use? More often than not, what I use is actually the default settings. But if you're looking for something specific, message me. I'm happy to brainstorm these things with you guys and figure out. It's actually quite common where chatting to someone who's picked up one of my indicators and they're just using it, they'll message me, hey man, is there a way to do this? And I say, yep, you just need this button and that and that and that, and you can do it, and it's already built in. Or what I find happens quite often, they'll suggest something I haven't even thought of, and I think that's a great idea. I'm going to include it, and I'll make an update to the indicator and I'll push it out, and they'll get the suggestion that they made. I've done that in a whole bunch of my indicators actually. So yeah, I'm a one-man army, so bear with me, but more is coming. I love this stuff. I love intraday trading, and I love building all these tools. I only use my own indicators, so I use these things every day. I don't touch anyone else's. So that's it from me. Thanks very much. See you in the next one.